Hello and welcome to another episode. We are looking at motorcycles for the first time here. And what better motorcycle to look at than Honda's fabulous V5 engine MotoGP bike of the 1000cc era, which started in 2002. Yes, of course, both of these bikes were ridden to glory and 3 world championships by none other than Valentino Rossi. Both these bikes are 1:6 scale machines by Tamiya. Very rare. These were fully built models which I bought from the Honda Heritage Center, or rather the Honda Collection Hall Museum at Motegi in Japan some years ago. And they are a faithful rendition of the actual bikes ridden by Valentino Rossi. So how did the moniker RC211V come about? RC in Honda parlance stands for racing cycle. And when you look at that thing, the 211 was to denote Honda's first MotoGP bike of the 21st century. And the V stood for the V5 engine. The V5 engine was a radical departure for Honda. 3 cylinders in front and 2 cylinders at the back in a V-shape. Guys, the bike was pretty well sorted out for no less than about 10 riders who went on to win 48 Grand Prix on this machine over a period of 2002 to 2006. But when Rossi and Jeremy Burgess, his chief engineer, sorted out the chassis, and with Rossi's inimitable style of riding the bike, attacking the corners, really knowing when to put the squeeze on the other riders, this became a potent winning machine. Rossi went on to win 3 titles aboard this bike. Importantly, he was so successful that when it came time in the year 2003, that he and Honda fell apart. In the early phase of its life cycle, the bike used to deliver about 220 brake horsepower at the rear wheels, and it was in a state of tune which somehow or the other mimicked the Big Bang Theory which Honda had first adopted on its NSR 500 two-stroke 4-cylinder machine of the early 1990s. Rossi was very instrumental in knowing how to tame the power, keep the rubber intact from the start to the finish. But more importantly, what was very significant when we looked at the transition from 2-stroke to 4-stroke, Honda had said that at its peak, the NSR 500 in the early stages of a Grand Prix, its performance potential with the fuel load was about 70%. But for the 4 strokes, the performance potential in the early laps of a Grand Prix was close to 80 to 90%. So all in all, the higher cubic capacity was already making a big difference. And once the riders got used to knowing how the power flew from the instant they wrecked the throttle open, I think the 4-stroke MotoGP era really took it to another plane. This is a bike which is very significant. Rossi is always known for his communication skills, his appeal to youngsters to be in flavor, in sync with whatever happens. This was the color scheme for the very last Grand Prix of his career with Honda, the Austin Powers livery which he did. I remember I was at Estoril in 2003 for the Portuguese MotoGP, and it was at that Grand Prix that the split between Honda and Rossi was announced. I was there in the paddock when word came in that Honda had called for a very important press conference at 4:30 in the afternoon. So we all rushed there. Suguru Kanazawa, who was the boss of HRC, was there, as well as other colleagues from HRC in Japan. And there, I remember the scrum of the media who was there to listen to what Honda had to say. And Kanadawa started by saying that unfortunately HRC has not been able to finalize terms with Valentino Rossi for 2004. He did not even have to finish his speech when everyone from the media rushed out. The press conference not even got over, and they all went to Rossi's motorhome. And there was a bigger crowd already over there. And it transpired, and Rossi did mention to everyone. He says he went out didn't want to sign with Honda because they said that he had to take a slightly smaller paycheck because the bike was so good and he was winning because of the bike. Rossi said, I beg to differ. The rider plays a big role, and the rider's role is almost 60 to 70%, if not more, and the bike plays the rest. Whereas Honda said it was the other way around. Well, as you know, the rest is history. Rossi went to Yamaha and beat Honda the very next year in the very first race. This bike is a celebration of Rossi, his period with Honda, the Austin Powers livery. Even on the tank, if you see the way he's got his sun and moon and his star sign, his livery. He's got Guido the dog, his favorite dog, who will always be known to slumber around. It's there on in different variations on all his bikes to date. These two bikes are exquisitely made. Just look at the detail on that. The Michelin slicks, disc brakes with the 4 calipers, very large disc brakes, tremendously well profiled fairings, detail units. Everything is typical top-notch Tamiya quality. If you look at the handlebar and the instrument console, it has got Rossi's special tweaks, his decals over there also. Phenomenally finely detailed, very rare machines these were. And I must tell you one more thing. When I went to the Motegi Collection Hall and in the museum shop there, I went there I think probably in 2008 or 2009, and they had kept these bikes hidden out of sight. They didn't want to sell it. But I saw these bikes and I asked them, he said, no, we don't want to highlight Rossi because he has beaten us so many times, but you can have this. And that's how I got these two bikes. I paid a pretty penny for them, but these represent two of MotoGP's most important machines in the 1000cc era. So the RC211V won 2 world championships in the first 2 years of the MotoGP era with 1000cc, with Rossi winning 2002, 2003. But there was a 3rd world championship also. And there also it involved Rossi on the Yamaha losing out at the very final Grand Prix to Nicky Hayden, again on a Repsol Honda. Nicky just beat Rossi by 5 points, which was so critical, but Nicky deserved his world championship as much as Rossi did not deserve to not win the world championship. So 3 world championships in a span of 5 years has been wonderful going for the RC211V. As I said, 10 riders won Grand Prix on this machine for Honda, and it represents probably the finest motorcycle expression at speed which the world had ever seen in the period 2002 to 2006. If you liked the motorcycle video, our very first one, please do write in and let me know what you think about it. Also, if you think you have any suggestions or the type of subjects you would like us to cover, please do mention that as well. Till then, ride safe, always with a helmet on, but more importantly, live safe.